Hello, everybody. So, today on this episode of Beika Talks, I wanted to talk about my favorite Conan episodes to rewatch. Conan in itself is, in my opinion, very easy to rewatch because of its serial nature. Each episode pretty much only advances the plot in very minor ways, and in essence, it almost makes every episode a sort of standalone kind of little adventure. And today, I just want to highlight some of the episodes that I love to rewatch all the time. Do note though that the episodes I'm going to be mentioning in this video all lean towards more of the older episodes just because I have more nostalgia for them. And I think one of the episodes that I rewatched the most is no surprise if anyone has watched my previous video, is the diplomat murder case. Other than it being the episode that I have seen frankly the most, in terms of overarching plot, it was also actually quite a monumental moment for the characters. This was the first time we got introduced to a rival for Shinichi, that being Heiji, and also the event of Shinichi returning to his original body for the very first time. It was quite the moment and quite a pivotal point in the series, I would say, at that point in time. Couple that with a pretty awesome mystery as well, you can see why I like to rewatch this one. Now, I think the second episode I want to mention is of no surprise to anybody here because it's one of the more iconic Conan episodes, and that is the Bandage Man and the Villa murder case. Firstly, it has such a memorable villain in the Bandage Man, a perfectly fair mystery that was genuinely mind-boggling with a great payoff at the end. The creepy atmosphere, and I noticed this episode also was still in that era where Conan was considered dark. Because I was quite surprised. We see some mutilated bodies in this one, like really graphic ones. And we even see a shot of a girl, like hanging herself. And I'm pretty sure they will not show that kind of shot again in episodes today. So yeah, I really liked this one. It was super memorable and really fun. Now, for another episode that I love to rewatch all the time is the Haido City Hotel Party case, or the reunion with the Black Organization. This, for me anyway, is one of the best episodes of Conan. We essentially have a few different mysteries interweave with each other. Finding out the identity of the Black Org member will also lead to Conan saving an innocent life. The return of Sherry and her coming face to face with the two men who are so obsessively hunting her down. This arc was just full of knife-cutting suspense. And not to mention, it showed us, for the first time I think, Jin's absolute animalistic kind of obsession with Sherry and trying to find her and kill her. And I think everybody remembers that part of the episode where Conan shoots Jin with the tranquilizer dart and how Jin just kind of shrugs it off. That one tiny moment, though not super important in the grand scheme of things, really, for me anyway, solidified and showed us how much of a beast honestly Jin was, and how much of a threat he was, and how scared of him we should be. So yeah, I love everything about this episode and I love rewatching it. Another one that I recently just rewatched that I haven't watched in a long time is the Contact with the Black Organization arc. This is, I believe, like a 3 or 4 episode arc, and all 3 mysteries I thought were pretty superb. The first mystery was Conan and Agasa going down to this like snow cabin, and Conan having to outsmart Vodka while trying to keep himself and Agasa safe. That was super cool. And then in the second episode, where we were figuring out how to outsmart these robbers, or at least Conan was trying to suss them out to prove that they were robbers. And then finally, another super tense encounter with Jin and Vodka in that locker room. I don't think I need to tell you, but I bet you every fan that has watched this episode at one point must have like clenched their fists or started biting their nails or something with how suspenseful it was, with the two of them closing in on Conan, and then suddenly when they realize that no one's there, that look of disappointment on Jin's face, or not disappointment, but that look of surprise on his face of how he was wrong. And when he starts opening the lockers one by one, that was super tense. And the fact that Conan escaped by the hair on his head, that was super awesome, and this was one of the more memorable ones for sure. And I think finally, a more recent episode that I've loved rewatching is Shinichi Kudo's aquarium case. From my knowledge, before this episode, I have never seen Shinichi so sharp and so on his A game other than this case. I mean, from the very beginning when we started seeing him and Ran together, he was already off on his deductions, getting everything correct, being so on the ball with all the clues and stuff. Yeah, so I just never seen him so sharp before. I love the character development between him and Ran, and us exploring more of their relationship pre-Conan and how they really were kind of playing around with this whole do I like him, do I like her kind of thing. It was actually really cute. Even though I believe we have explored this kind of thing before, it was just kind of nice to have it in this one. It was a good low to the ground mystery too, nothing too spectacular. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun seeing Shinichi break down this mystery so systematically. Like, yet again, I do mention that I felt he was super sharp in this one. And I also love, of course, the tie-in at the end, where at the end of this episode, we tie it back to the first episode, where this was the reason why Shinichi had to bring Ran to, or at least this was the beginning of the idea that Shinichi had to bring Ran to tropical land, which is, of course, we know where everything goes down. So yeah, I just wanted to share a few episodes with you guys, episodes that I really like, and comment down below and share with me what episodes you guys love to rewatch, and let me know why, and I'd love to discuss some of those with you. Yep, that wraps it up for today's Beika Talks. I'll see you all next time. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.